Paull, East Yorkshire. It was about 30 years ago, on a quiet night near Paull, a small village outside Hull. The four of us, my kid brother, my brother and my brother-in-law, were heading home after a long night fishing on the Humber. The air was still and the road ahead seemed peaceful. As we drove out the village, our cars following one another. Suddenly something darted out of the field to our left, catching us off guard. It was large and dark, crossing the road swiftly between our two cars. At first I barely registered it. My kid brother, who was driving my car, glanced into the rear view mirror and immediately said, "That wasn't a dog, it was a big cat." By the time I processed it, what he'd said, the creature had already disappeared into the thick bushes on our right. There wasn't time to stop or investigate, so we continued home. The sighting lingered in our minds. When we arrived at my brother-in-law's house, he and my other brother jumped out of the car, brimming with excitement. They had seen the animal much more clearly in their headlights. There was no hesitation in their voices as they described it. It wasn't a dog, they said, almost in unison. It was jet black and bigger than a large Labrador. It was a big cat. Hearing the description, I felt a mix of amazement and disbelief. Could there really be such a creature roaming in the countryside near Paull? But their certainty, coupled with what my kid brother had seen, left little room for doubt. In the years since, the sighting has remained vivid in my memory. Sadly, I can now only verify the story with my brother-in-law, as I lost both my brothers over the past 4 years. The exact date and time have faded, but I can narrow it down to a 3-year period, based on the car I was driving at the time. After all these years, I still wonder about that night. What was it that crossed our path? A fleeting glimpse of a mystery that might never be fully explained.